Locked. It's locked fast.
And there's nothing I can do to, like, knock on the door or...
This is neither the time nor the place.
If there's a key in there, you could use it to unlock it. So she's meant, yeah, okay. So she's meant to be talking about the fact that the sun is, someone has to be frazzled in the sun.
It's tightly locked. I can't open it. It's locked.
I mean, there's nothing, no other changes.
It's locked fast.
And I shouldn't, okay, so I don't know what we're doing next. Maybe I look at the dining room table? I'm going to go back to the bonfire, just in case. Huh. It's broken.
That's quite a signal fire. Someone should be able to see it.
Oh, that's just me, so Lombard's not there.
Better to let the dead rest in peace.
Okay, so we have seen him.
The waves are crashing here with particular violence.
Okay.
That cliff is surely the highest point on the island.
Can not see
That
the fire.
cliff is surely the highest point on the island.
Right, okay. So Vera should be repeating the last, the penultimate rhyme about frazzling in the sun.
I can't open it. It's locked.
Vera locked in her bedroom, repeated the last rhyme about needing the sun to frizzle up at the next victim. Which, I mean, we know that.
Locked.
I don't have any way of... Is the game broken now? It won't progress. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm meant to do. Okay, well, we've got bits for a radio. So let's...
That doesn't make sense.
Or do they not both go in? I thought they did.
It's a shortwave radio. It could be useful if I could get it working. It seems to be missing quite a few parts.
Okay. So maybe if I use the other one. Oh, now I put this one in.
It's a shortwave radio. It could be useful if I could get it working. It seems to be missing quite a few parts.
Okay. So let's grab the light. I mean, I don't think the light... Well, it might complete the circuit. Let's get the light back out from the projector. I mean, I'm looking at it, and I should be finished. But, Yeah. Oh, I can't take that. Okay. Huh, okay. So I can't take that, so that's not the right thing. So maybe we put them into the other one. The one just here. We can't communicate with people. Because you haven't got because the microphone's attached to this one. It seems a bit odd to be sorting out the radio now. But, I mean, I've only just figured it out. You need another one.
It's got power, but it still doesn't seem to be working.
Okay, never mind. Right. So I mean, looking at it, there's no actual items I need for these bits. So this should just have triggered with Blaw's death. No, with finding out about Armstrong. Okay, let's go and have a look at the dining room. Maybe the dining room is updated, and then I have to look at that, and then that updates things. That's not on the thing, but maybe. Still three.
3 little sailor boys. Damnation.
Well, I mean, technically it's now 2. Because Blaw's dead.
Locked.
Okay.
I'm afraid it's stuck that way.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm meant to do now.
I can't take that apart.
Because I can't... Like, I can't sneak in through the bathroom side or hear her.
It's locked fast. I'm guessing Ethel went through the trouble of supplying most of the rooms with fresh flowers.
Right. I have to find... Right. Okay. We can find Judge Wargrave. And that's what we do next. Is that what we do next? We find the body? I hadn't... I've been in this room. Apparently he's in the screening room. Or his body is. Ah, there he is.
Dead as Hamlet's dad, but not shot. And the body is still warm.
Chapter 9.
Ah, there we go.
2 little sailor boys sitting in the sun. One got frizzled up, and then there was one.
Don't try to get in. I'm pointing the gun at the door.
Okay.
I'm not the killer!
You're trying to make me believe Philip is the killer.
Armstrong's dead. His body washed up on the rocks. And Wargrave is sitting in the screening room, dead. Again.
That's impossible.
I swear it. This time he was bludgeoned with the law book he wrote. I think that's how he was originally meant to die.
The next rhyme. 2 little sailor boys sitting in the sun. One got frizzled up. That means we'll be safe till morning, doesn't it? No one can be frizzled up at night.
You can if there's a fight. There we go. So I had to find Wargrave. So in the original, he's the red herring. And he gets... He pretends to be shot and has the doctor announce it that he's been killed. But it doesn't work like that. But obviously they've changed that. But he's not actually been shot. It's to lure out Owens when actually he's Owens all along. But obviously they're not going that route, which is quite interesting. Now, obviously there is a way someone can be frizzled up, which is the fire, which is why I'm legging it, because I think... Doesn't that explode?
No tricks, Narracott, or I'll light you up like Guy Fawkes.
Lombard, listen to me. Blore is dead. Armstrong's dead. So is Wargrave. You're next. You have to be.
That may be your plan, but it won't work.
There's no way Owen can approach you without being seen. Correct?
As we're proving right now.
So it must be some sort of trap. Already set before you came up here.
What sort of trap?
Boom.
The rhyme. 2 little sailor boys sitting in the sun. One got frizzled up. The only thing approaching the sun on this island right now is that fire. Get away from it.
Oh. Oh, okay, there we go. Not the best timing, Narracott.
I like a good explosion as much as the next fellow, but not when I'm the target. I owe you an apology, Narracott, and my thanks for saving my life.
Believe me, I wasn't sure. You out of everyone had been responsible for the most deaths.
Your detecting skills played you false there, old boy. You see, I'm not Philip Lombard. My name is Charles Morley. Got papers to prove it, too. Phil was a friend of mine. He committed suicide a couple of weeks ago. I was at his place when the solicitor Morris rang up. It sounded suspicious. I thought it might have something to do with Phil's death. I wanted to get to the bottom of it, so I came along in his place. Besides, 100 guineas is 100 guineas.
So you're no murderer.
I'll confess I've thought of murdering you more than once the past few days.
Listen, Lombard. Morley. I need to ask you a terrific favor.
You've earned the right.
Can you play dead for a while? Stay out of sight.
Vera must be the killer.
The jury's still out as far as I'm concerned. But if Owen thinks you're out of the way, he may try for me.
Or Vera, if she's innocent.
Which is why I have to get back to the house.
Say, old man, if you want to get into the house without making a racket, the window to my bathroom is open. I used it to get out on the balcony and, make sure Vera was safe.
Uh-huh. Okay, thanks for the tip. Will you lie low? Come running if there's trouble.
It'll be a pleasure to return the favor, old man.
So we need to...
Chapter 10. One little sailor boy left all alone. He went and hanged himself, and then there were none.
There were known.
I hear a voice. No, voices. They're coming from upstairs.
Okay. We don't have time for your cutscenes. Yep, there's a noose.
But I don't understand. How can you be here? How could you get into my room so easily?
I've always had a duplicate set of keys, Miss Claythorne, as a former and actually the current owner of this house.
Gabriel?
You own this house?
I have for several years. I saw to it that Emily Brent died 2 weeks ago. I took her place for the weekend. My finest performance, I think. Worthy of the Oscar the Academy always refused.
The bee stings.
Hurt like hell and did nothing for my complexion. But Emily Brent was allergic, not me. It's my apiary after all.
Who are you?
My name is Gabrielle Steele. You've seen my posters in the screening room.
Okay.
The actress. Some scandal in Hollywood.
Scandal? Well, I guess if you call trying to kill your leading man a scandal, yes, it was. My final picture, Last of the Borgias.
Can I not interrupt?
Something happened. Lillian Borgia, the character I portrayed. One day on the set, suddenly she was inside my head. She wormed her way in. That's the only way I can think to explain it. Telling me to do things. Showing me how. They called it a breakdown. I now like to think of it as a meeting of two minds.
But why this elaborate plot? Why kill all these people? Why?
Wargrave, of course. He was absolutely right. He was the central character in our little drama.
The Edward Seaton trial?
Yes, Edward Seaton. My love. My life. We met some years ago when I first came to London to star in a play in the West End. Then, after the incident in Hollywood, I came back to England to rest. They wanted me to rest. Edward and I fell in love. I cannot describe to you the depth of our love. You wouldn't understand. I've seen how you flirted with Lombard and Narracott, playing them off against one another.
Did I? I was frightened and confused.
I suppose that's as good an explanation as any. I was never confused. Edward was an innocent man railroaded by that venomous old judge simply to prove a point. That it was his courtroom, his law. 3 days Edward suffered. He couldn't bear the shame or what it would do to me. He killed himself for me. I wanted Wargrave to suffer those 3 days, watching as death approached, powerless to prevent it.
But why the rest of us?
I met Miss Brent at a resort soon after I arrived in England. Hateful old hag. I think I caught her qualities quite nicely. I heard how she had punished Beatrice Taylor for her so-called sin. Drove her to take her own life, just as Wargrave had driven Edward to suicide. I wanted to extend Wargrave's torture for 3 excruciating days. What better way than to make him watch others die? Crimes committed under his very nose. Deaths he was helpless to prevent. How his ego must have been scraped raw.
You researched? Found us all?
Others who had apparently escaped justice, like Miss Brent, with the help of my attorney, Archibald Morris.
How could he agree to help with such a mad plan?
Money.
Mad? Madmen kill for no reason, no sense of justice at all. I only killed those who deserved to die. And Morris was a perfect little lawyer, asking no questions as long as the money was good. He'd been responsible for a few miscarriages of justice on his own, so killing him was not a serious moral dilemma. Then the stage was set. We arrived on my island, and the play began. The trickiest part was goading Armstrong into getting so drunk he wouldn't notice the imperceptible pulse that remained after I took the curare. A few bee stings, and then a liberal application of Bellman's universal embrocation to complete the effect. It causes a nasty rash. He saw what he expected to see, a severe allergic reaction that can only result in death.
You killed the judge twice.
Hardly. The first time was some fool scheme he cooked up on his own with Armstrong, so he could pretend to be dead and catch Mr. Owen.
As in the book.
I admit stealing Miss Brent's grey yarn and fashioning a wig from it was a nice touch. I was so angry. I couldn't think who had done it or why. I thought braining him with his own law book would be enough to fit the Chancery rhyme.
If you shoot me, you'll be arrested. Patrick will catch you.
I'll deal with Mr. Narracott presently. Then I'll take poison. This ring I wear is a prop from the Borgia movie. Came in very handy this weekend. First for Marston, then Ethel, then my own curare. And now, here we are. Once I'm dead, you can hang yourself and complete the rhyme.
And if I refuse to hang myself?
My dear, what do you think will happen to you if you're the only person found alive on an island with 10 dead bodies? If you don't hang yourself, the law most certainly will.